I, excuse me, I apparently keep having frogs in my throat. Keep having to clear my throat all day. Anyway, it's been like a little over a month, I think, since my last video. And things have been going along pretty well since then. More or less. I had a good Christmas and New Year's. I had 3 weeks off from work, from nannying. I was only supposed to have 2 weeks off. The week between Christmas and New Year's was school vacation, which I get off because both the parents of the family I'm nannying for are teachers. And then the family was going out to California to visit family and staying out there for an extra week, so I was going to have 2 weeks off. And then they ended up getting stuck out there for another week because Charlotte ended up being diagnosed with a double ear infection right before they were supposed to come back. So I ended up with an extra week off, which was fine by me, but it was a lot of time, and so I went back this past week, and it was nice to be back with the girls, and it made me realize that the weeks that I have off from nannying, I need to like be carrying around heavy stuff to make sure that my arms are staying in shape from carrying Charlotte around so much, because they got quite sore, and it was hard to carry her for very long. So that's going pretty well. During my time off, I went out and spent some time visiting a friend in upstate New York, which was nice. It's a friend who I know. We met, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago through an online group for teens with Lyme. And we've been friends since then, and kind of got lost touch for a while, and in the last year or so we've gotten back in touch, and so went out and visited her and stayed with her for 4 days, which was nice. And then I also went and spent a weekend visiting a friend in Connecticut who has dysautonomia. So it was nice to have a chance to go and visit friends and get out there a little bit, and have the time to do that, and not just be sitting around all the time. So that was all good. Let's see. And we've gotten a ton of snow here. We had a huge snowstorm right after Christmas. We had another huge one about a week and a half ago. And then this past week we had 2 that weren't huge, but probably got another 6 inches or so between them. So we have so much snow outside. It's kind of ridiculous. Like the piles of snow right at the walkway at my apartment complex is probably about level with my waist, where it's kind of been piled up a little bit, but not even that much. I think there's a little bit of a mound, but it just keeps piling on top of each other each snowstorm, and it doesn't melt between. So and we're supposed to get more snow on Tuesday. We just are apparently having a really snowy winter, and so I think some schools are going to end up having to go until like the last possible day that they can be in school to make up for the snow days. So, which also means me nannying further into the summer. Like probably I'll be with them through the end of June, which is fine. I'm happy to do that, but I feel kind of bad for the kids who are going to have to be stuck in classrooms till the end of June because of snow. So, there's that, and things health-wise are okay. My treatment is going along. I've had this past week off of antibiotics, and I have 2 more weeks on, and then I have 2 weeks off, and I see my doctor again. And most likely at that point we'll be switching treatment, but I don't know for sure what's going to happen, so we'll see. But I would really like to get off of this antibiotic, because it isn't the most, it's not the most pleasant one to be on, both because of the dosing schedule, because it's 3 times a day, and because it makes me really nauseous. So, so hopefully we'll be switching that. And we're trying to help my sleep be a little bit better, so that I can get more quality sleep, I guess. So we're kind of playing around with some medicine to try to help that. And actually, one thing that's really interesting about sleep, that I keep telling like everyone about, is actually my friend who I visited in Connecticut, who has dysautonomia, has this app on her iPhone, which I downloaded on my iPod Touch that I got for Christmas from Eric. And Trillian's trying to type on my lap. And it's called Sleep Cycle. And basically you turn it on when you go to sleep, and you leave the iPhone or the iPod Touch glass face down on your mattress, like on the corner of your mattress, and you leave it plugged in, and you leave it running, and it like records your sleep basically. So like, and so then in the morning, it can also be an alarm if you want it to be, and it's supposed to wake you up when you're in a light sleep rather than waking you when you're in a deep sleep, which is not supposed to be the easiest way to wake up. So anyway, so when you wake up, in the morning, you have this graph that you can look at of your sleep pattern, and it records it and it keeps it. So it's really interesting to me to look and see what my sleep is like. So like this, well, let's see. I think the first night that I used it was a relatively good, I don't know how, yeah, my screen is too, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's a pretty good night. But then, like, last night's looked ridiculous. Anyway, it just, so this was last night's. It just, never went, I apparently, according to this, was never in deep sleep. And it was just very fractured. I was moving around a lot. So it's just really interesting to be able to see this and kind of keep a record of what my sleep patterns are like. I've also made, I don't like to call them New Year's resolutions. I seem to have this thing against New Year's resolutions, or just calling them that, because New Year's resolutions to me mean something that you say you're going to do, and then by the end of January you've given up on them. So I'm saying that I'm making commitments. So one of my commitments is to get more sleep. And so I'm trying really hard, and I'm doing okay so far, to get to bed earlier. So I'm trying, my goal is to get a minimum of 9 hours of sleep. And so that means that the days that I nanny, when I have to get up at 6, I have to go to bed by 9 the night before. So it's hard, but I feel like I'm doing okay with it. And the result right now is that I'm at least getting 8 hours of sleep, or close to 8 hours of sleep, which is better than sometimes before. So there's that. And I also have made some other commitments for the new year, or just for my life. I don't like to necessarily say that it's just for the new year. and those include that I want to start writing more, which I am not doing well with. I have not been making time for writing, and want to work on finances and putting more into savings, and also kind of simplifying things and getting rid of some stuff and things like that. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with me. I have some kind of specific topics that I want to talk about in videos at some point. So hopefully I'll have a chance to do that sometime in the next couple of weeks, and have kind of more focused topics to talk about, rather than just kind of rambling on. So yeah, so that's it. And hope you all are doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Alright, bye.